Welcome to Championship Culture. We've got a special guest with us today. Chris Davis is the head boys basketball coach at Millbrook High School in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is a big school in North Carolina. Highly respected. I told you a good friend of mine, John Poolnott, who is now in Ohio, but coached in North Carolina for a long time, is the one who recommended you to me, Coach. And he had nothing but great things to say about you. Said you're an elite person, an elite coach, and you run an elite program. And then when I was digging a little bit, I saw that you did the 5:30 workouts, 5:30 a.m. workouts, and I said that's my guy. Now, when you can get kids to show up at 5:30 in the morning and work hard, that already tells me you got a strong culture, and the kids are all in. So, Coach, thank you so much for doing this, I know I am, and everyone who watches this, we're excited to hear from you and learn from you. So I'm going to jump right into the questions. Question number one, can you give a 1-minute elevator introduction of yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Christopher Davis. Love coaching, love being a part of it. You know, I got my start in when I was at NC State as a student, and I worked at a community center, started doing some basketball stuff, kind of loved it, and just kind of, came up through the AAU circuit. I got into middle school at Leesville Middle. Had a great mentor in Darryl Robinson over there at Leesville High School that mentored me and got me to Millbrook, where I met Scott McGinnis, who was the guy that kind of got me through there. So 22 years later, head coach got my dream job. I love being at Millbrook. I love working there. I love the kids, and my environment is fun. It's a lot special. We play a certain level of basketball that I love doing. I think the kids love it, but more importantly, I'm trying to build people. So wins are great, but when doctors, lawyers, business owners, that's what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build men and build women. So that's my kind of my spiel.
Awesome. And you've been at Millbrook for how many years?
22
years at Millbrook. That's awesome, Coach. All right, question number two. How do you define culture in your program? You might have just told us, but let's hear you.
Yeah. First and foremost, I think you got to get to know the people. You got to know who you're dealing with, and I say that I treat everybody the same but different. Meaning some kids come from different backgrounds. Some need a hug. Some need a pat on the rear. Some need to be yelled at. Some need to be spoken to quietly. But you find out what motivates and moves that kid, and they'll do anything for you. And with that being said, I'm a big yes sir, no sir person. So when I first meet a kid, the first thing I'll say is I ask them a question, a yes or no answer, and they'll be like, no. I'm like, no. I just kind of turn my face and they'll, oh, no, sir. And I'll say, look, man, at Millbrook, I need yes, sir, no, sir, yes, coach, no, coach. And I asked them, I said, why do you think I do that? And they go, because I'm being respectful. I was like, no, you're a respectful kid. I don't think you're not respectful. It's just one day you're going to meet Roy Williams, or you're going to meet Coach K, or you're going to meet Kevin Keats, or you're going to meet, if you're a football player, you're going to meet Coach Cutcliffe, and he's going to speak to you. And if you're respectful, that's going to help you, because they're going to be recruiting a lot of kids. But it's like, man, that kid's a great football player, basketball player, but man, he's respectful. Like, he wasn't forcing it. You can tell that's how he speaks to adults. And that's what they want, because when you're trying to decide between this guy and that guy, and you got a 4-star here, 4-star there, what's going to be the difference? What's going to be the thing that they're going to want more than anything else? They're going to want a good person. So I try to build it that way. And I'd say the third thing is leading by example. I think when we have our early 5:30 a.m. workouts, being there before them, waiting, excited, yelling, motivated, gets them hyped, gets them motivated. And when kids are late, you should see it, like, they don't drop. A lot of times the parents are dropping them off. The parent is like, I'm so sorry. It was my fault. They want to apologize. And the workouts are voluntary. Like, you don't have to come, but they kids want to be there. And you can't get kids up at 5 o'clock to get a 5:30 workout, go home or stay at school, shower, change, and have a school day if they don't believe in it. So I think that's kind of things that have helped us along the way.
Coach, if we were together, I'd give you 2 high fives right now, man. That was the way you explained the yes sir, no sir thing is the best explanation and selling of that I've ever heard.
Right.
we all know that it's to help them, but the way you just explained that you're building a habit, so when the time comes, it's going to pay off for you. That was beautiful, man. That's
Thank
the
you, Coach.
best I've ever heard that explained.
Hey,
And
Coach, someone probably surely told me a while back that that was a way to do it, and it just made sense. And I've seen coaches go over the top when someone didn't say it, and I was like, you know what? They got to learn. They got to understand why. Instead of you just browbeating them or making them run, how about make them? And Coach, I had to add in. So at first, I don't do as much anymore, but if they didn't say it, I would make them do push-ups anywhere. We've done push-ups in a restaurant parking lot, in the dining room, like just to let them know, this is how important it is to me that you be. And then those kids now, you just hear it, how respectful they are. So
it's just the why of a kid can understand that immediately, and it's the same why that we've always. I mean, that's why we were doing it, but just explaining it to them that way was just beautiful. That's 2 thumbs up on that one.
Thank you, Coach.
Number 3, what are the 3 best things you do to build culture in your program? And you probably just gave us one of them because that was fantastic.
One that's pretty cool. Yeah, yes, the third thing is really big to me. And yes, Coach, is really big. One of the things is we spend a lot of time off the court with each other. We do activities. We had a thing where we used to go, and we haven't done this in a couple of years, but we used to go once a month to a different church as a team. And we would pick different denominations of church, and it wasn't mandatory. And we would meet up and we would go as a team. We did all denominations just to give the kids a different feel of things. Not tell them how to feel or what to be religiously, but just to give them a different feel, just so they could understand where the kids were coming from. We do a lot of stuff like helping out with different groups. We're going to some thrift stores and helped out with some different things. But I think just giving back to our community is huge. Going to elementary schools and doing activities with the younger kids, like that stuff's important to us. And then I think the third thing is being involved in the kids' lives, like making sure they're good. Double checking to make sure they're getting their homework done. They're focusing on things at school. They're being respectful on campus. Like we're a big thing about littering. Like, if you see a guy or girl throwing trash, say something to them. Be a leader. Like lead on this campus. Don't just be the person that plays here and you don't care about your environment, your school. We want it to be beautiful. So, the custodians that work there, my guys are super respectful to them because they know if they don't clean the school up, it doesn't look as nice as it does. And if they want to get some shots up sometimes, and adults got to be there, sometimes they'll be like, hey, Mr. Johnson, will you mind staying around? And I need to get a few more shots. And they'll do that because they're respectful to them.
That's awesome. I'm a big believer in the community service and we do we only do it one time a year, but we do the team church day, and it's always a different church, always a different denomination. So it's glad to know I'm heading in the right direction. If you're doing it, I must be doing something right. All right. This one's going quick, but man, you're straight. Oh, those are dang just straight gold shots that you're giving us, man.
Thank you.
All right. Number 4. This is a big one, especially when you get to be our age. What do you know now that you wish you knew when you first got started?
I wish I dealt with the officials better when I was younger. Like I'm really good at it now. Like I'm really good at how I deal with them and speak to them and get their respect, make sure I understand it. I know football's a different animal because you guys are out there, and I've seen some coaches, and I feel bad for that judge or that ref that's on your sideline sometimes because they're getting so much. But I started saying next. I wish I started that early. So basically, next, coach, is if something bad happens, we just move on. We can't do anything about what just happened. Good, bad, or other, we next everything. So I wish I had learned next 15 years ago, because I think it would have kept a lot less gray hairs, and I think my voice would be a lot better situation if I had learned next. Because literally, if I'm able to help them forget about what just happened, referee missed, guy gets fouled, we got to keep playing. We can't worry about what just happened. Where in the past I would like fuss at the guy, why are you not getting back on defense? I understand. Let's play through it And then when the whistle stops, then we can discuss it. I think that would be the first thing. Second, I wish I was a better manager of my time back then. Like my practice plans now are like meticulous. Like they are like one of my assistant coaches, one of my first year coaches came and he was like, man, you're like when the horn sounds, you're done. Like we move to the next thing. Like you don't drag on. Like it's planned out. And I was like, I've been doing this a long time. So my plan first, I would scribble something down, or I would just show up with everything in my head, and it wouldn't work. So when I learned how to take the time to get in front of a computer or get in front of a pad and write down my plan and get it together and put sufficient time into it, it helped me so much more. So I wish I had learned that earlier. And the third thing is sometimes we put so much into coaching that we forget about the little things, going to visit your nieces and nephews. Like I don't have any children, so visiting my nieces and nephews, walking my dog more, like spending more time with my wife, like spending more time with the people around you that come out and support you. Because you look back and you get 20 years in, you're like, man, I've missed out. I'll see one of my nephews, and he's grown up like a weed. Like, man, where'd all that time go? So, spend a little more time with the people that love you and you love, I think, is important as well.
Awesome again, man. The officials one, that one is, I think not only is it a big deal to just not be on them all the time, because I don't know about you, but I've coached them hard before and they just don't learn. So I'm not doing anything but making them mad. But
right.
The biggest one was, I felt like if I started getting on an official, the kids started pointing fingers.
Yes.
And I never want. I'm more like you that, hey, the officials have no factor in what's fixing to happen tonight. That's all on us. So we're going to make mistakes. They're going to make mistakes. The other team's going to make mistakes. That's all going to wash out. We got to take care of us. And
so, Coach,
we're fussing at them that we're not taking care of us.
So to combat it, one of the things I did was I became the worst referee ever at practice. So I give my assistant coaches teams. I don't take a team at practice unless we're doing like some end-of-game stuff. But everybody has a team. I literally referee, and I cheat. I make bad calls. I call charges. I call ball out of bounds when it's not, and they have to react to it. And if they flip, I will stop them and say, look, see, there you go. That's what's going to hurt us, because the referee is going to see it a certain way. You're going to stop playing and your team's going to be affected. So those time and score situations helped us. And then literally in games, the coaches police each other. So they see I'm getting upset about a call, they have the right to tell me next, coach, and then vice versa. And the kids got to the point where they do it as well, which means we police each other. And that's huge. When they're doing it and they're stopping each other when things like that happen, it makes it so much better to me.
You're right. We say flush it.
Flush it.
It means the same thing. Just flush it and move to the next one.
Right.
It means the same thing. And when you were saying that, I think I saw it was on Instagram, and it was one of the major colleges, and one of the guys walking with his head down, and one of his partners come up and lifts his chin up.
Yes, sir.
And I thought that was we talked about that with our kids so much, that make sure when one of your team is pulling you back or helping you get your mind right, that you take the coaching. Because how easy with that scene that we both saw, how easy it would have been for that guy to slap that guy's hand away and still be pissed. But he took the coaching, he got his chin up, and they moved forward. And I thought that was, it's so much of a mental game. And and it sounds like you're focusing on the little mental pieces that make it happen.
We call it, we also know that we call it controlling the controllables. You can control how you react. You can't control the call. You can't control, and like in basketball, basketball is one of those sports where you can get a slam dunk and then you're winning, and then somebody hit a three and you're losing in 3 seconds. So you got to remember to move on to the next thing. And then, like I said, you can control what you do after the dunk. You can stand there and celebrate, or you can get back on defense. In football, like you may get a holding call. It's 10 yards. Okay. So the next play, then, take care of business. Like make that hold, give the quarterback some protection. Like like open that hole up, like do something to get it back. You can't, the hole is done. You can't get it back. The whole team might be staring at you because we just got a 50-yard run and we had to bring it back because you held a guy. But go on to the next thing and clear your mind off of that and quit worrying about what, the referee's cheating me, it's a bad call. Like, get through that as quickly as you can to the next thing. Because like in your sport, like I tell guys all the time, you got, that play happens and then that 40-second clock starts. And you got to forget whatever just happened and get on to the next thing.
I think basketball really does condition them better for that mindset of it. It's the next thing, man. You can't be worrying about the last thing. The next one's coming, and it's like you said, they can hit a three and it's over. There's nothing worse. And I know I always said in basketball, you face so many of those end game situations where we might face one or two a season. You might face two this week. You might have the Tuesday game and the Friday game, and it comes down to 2 seconds on the clock, and it's going to be the last play.
And we practice them all the time, Coach. I mean, we practice like a situation will be in the practice. There'll probably be 2 or 3 situations where we'll put a score up with time, and I'll explain all the situations, how many timeouts you got left, where the ball is, every situation. If you foul, you foul out. Like everything that you could think of, we try to do, so if we get in the game situation, we can try to execute it. So yeah, it's like I said, yours is you might get into like a fourth and like you might want to work on your 4th and 1s or going for 2, 2-point conversion that you need. You're going to have those in your bag to be ready. It's very similar to that for sure.
The basketball just has the ability to face so many of them, but our last period of practice is we call it competition, but it's always situational. But that's probably stolen from basketball because it's just you face so many of those in a week. You could have more of those in 1 week if you got weather. You got a 3 games in 1 week deal.
Right.
You can face more in 1 week than we face in the whole season.
Right.
So great stuff, man. All right, so we're at the end. This went quick, man. But you were dropping gold now. Number 5, what is your contact information? Are you on Twitter? You do any of that stuff?
I am. I'm mine is Millbrook Coach D. Millbrook Coach D all together. Millbrookbasketball.com is our website. Millbrook MBB is our Twitter and our Instagram. And my social media guy's name is Evan Molesta. You can't steal him, Coach. He is amazing. This guy, he does an amazing job. Like I said, I'm so lucky to have him. But he goes the extra mile for me. People ask me, like, we'll be at a game or a summer game, and we'll be tweeting out scores, and they'll be like, Coach, how are you doing that? I'm like, that's not me. I'm believe me, I don't have any time to do all that kind of stuff. I'm worried about driving a bus and getting kids to places and all that. And Evan just is amazing. So he gets it done for me, and it gives me more time to spend coaching the kids for sure.
Isn't it amazing that is that kind of coach is now invaluable? The impact he can have on your program is just unbelievable. And that guy didn't exist 10 years ago.
No.
We would be saying, what are you talking about? But now, that's a difference maker in a program now, is having someone that's really good with the social media game.
Yeah, Coach. And like when we set up and we do things, he will actually go with us to the events. And sometimes him just being there just to film it for us or get pictures, or, you're there, you're in the moment, you don't think about it, but you'll get back later and look and go, man, that was awesome. Where'd you get that picture? Or how'd you get that, or whatever? So we try to do stuff with the kids and try to help them through a lot of stuff. And nowadays, like you said, with social media and with COVID, as much as we can do to help our kids for the next level, we try to do, as far as giving them tape, film, whatever. But just trying to make it fun for them. Trying to make the experience fun, make it where when they leave, I want them to almost be like, man, I'm at Mississippi State right now. This is nice, but Millbrook, we had this and this. That I try to make it almost like a competition, but it's fun, man. I wouldn't want to do anything else. I have the perfect job, the dream job for me, and it's given me a lot of great times for sure.
So that was a fantastic finish. The last question is contact information and anything you want to plug. You just did a great job. Do you want to hit your team website again or any of that
Yes,
kind of
it's
information one more time?
it's millbrookbasketball.com. All our Twitter and our Instagram stuff is at Millbrook MBB. And if you go on there, it's just awesome stuff on there. Like he really, if you go through it and you follow us, you'll kind of see how we do things. And it's a lot of fun having that access. I mean, my stuff is boring. I call it. I'm the boring person on Twitter and then all that stuff. I kind of support my kids as much as I can to kind of, just give them love and support them, or coaches like yourself. If I love when coaches do some great things for us, putting out great inspirational tweets, or they do something different. I love to kind of see that stuff. But yeah, I kind of say the social media is for the young man's game. So I just try to watch it and monitor it for one of my kids and stuff, but let Evan handle all that. And
Well, I'm going to follow you. I want to up my game. I want to see what you're doing. So I can up my game on it because it's such a big deal now. It's so important now that something we wouldn't even been talking about 10 years ago, and now it could literally be a difference maker for you.
Yeah.
So, man, that was fantastic. I appreciate you doing this so much, man. And I know you're getting ready to get cranked up here shortly, and I wish you all the luck this season. And just from talking to you, I know it's going to be a good one because they got a great leader leading the way.
Well, thank you. And I told Coach Poolnot that as soon as I could get a chance to come watch some Hobson football, I was going to come down and check it out. He said you could get me some exclusive seating. He said, I heard it's tough to get a seat in that place, so I want to come out and check you guys out. I love watching some good football for sure.
Well, heck yeah, man. You're always welcome. I appreciate you doing this, Coach.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it for having me.
Thank you.